Hey, welcome back to the channel this week. I gotta say, it's really nippy out. We've had some really cold weather and then a lot of wet weather, and I was hoping that I might be able to find some nice ice on granite walls here. So today's episode is all about a favorite camera of mine and whether or not it's worth purchasing used in 2024. So this camera I used from 2019, when it was a year old, to just last year. And I gotta say, it is a great camera. It's the Fuji X-T3. Love that camera to death, and until the X-T5 came out, it was the only camera that I was using. The sun has come out a little bit, and we're gonna see what we get. It's, I don't know, it's on the way in here, I saw some ice, but I'm not sure it's great, but we'll see. I'm going to a special location, so follow me in. So let's head in here where I know there's water running on this rock wall. I have no idea if any of it's frozen or not. If not, we'll have to go back where I know there is some. Well, there's water running, but I don't see any ice. Oh, bummer. There's some over here, but it's old. Well, unfortunately, the first location here is not working out. The ice is old. There's not any new ice, really. So we're going to make an attempt to go back out here towards the stone bridge and see if we can get some over there, because I know there's a lot of ice. I don't know. It's just not looking great. So the X-T3, great camera, and I've gotten some of my best images that I've taken in my career, believe it or not, with this camera. I have enjoyed it immensely, like I said, until the X-T5 came out. So in this episode, we're going to talk a lot about this camera and whether or not it's worth purchasing in 2024. So hang in there. We're going to go look for some more ice and see if I can find some. And by the way, I'm using a tripod today. Ooh, I know, strange for me. So I have an accessory on this camera, the X-T3, that I never thought that I'd buy, and that is a grip. I bought the Fuji grip only because I wanted the dovetail on the bottom, you know, the Arca Swiss plate on the bottom, so that I could shoot video easily with this camera, because this camera is awesome for video. But, you know, right now I'm shooting some ice. And the ice is pretty cool, I gotta say, but the temperature is around 30, 31 degrees, and we're starting to lose it. If the sun comes out anymore, it's gonna be worse. Anyway, today's episode is all about this X-T3 and why I need to use it more, because it's my backup camera now, but it's a camera that I really need to get out and shoot with. And that's what I'm doing today. And I'll tell you, the favorite lens that I've got with this camera is the 16-80, and we're going to shoot some ice with it right now. So I'm working on some compositions here that are really, they're black and white. And I hate to do that, but nothing much I can do about it because there's not that much light. And the exposure on this shot here is 3/20th at like I don't know, F10, something like that. So I've got a vertical shot lined up here, and I gotta say, it's kind of cool. And you know, the X-T3, one of those benefits is my screen on the back, the LCD, can go vertically right on the back of the camera, and it can go horizontally. And that's one thing that I really like about this, and one thing I did not like about the X-T4. The X-T4 had the flippy screen on it, and this one has this screen, and the X-T5 has this screen. And that's one thing I really like about it. because I can look on the back here and very easily tell if things are in focus without having to look through the camera, and I really enjoy that part of this camera. Now, we did find some color, and I brought it out a little bit in Lightroom. I love the way the ice is clinging to some of these reeds or whatever they are that are hanging down. Came out great. The X-T3 has a 26 megapixel sensor, which is not image stabilized. The X-T5 is a 40 megapixel sensor that is image stabilized. And, you know, to be honest with you, I kind of like this better in a way, but I know that I can shoot at lower shutter speeds with my X-T5 because of that IBIS. And this camera, I can get pretty low with it, but not as low as the X-T5. The other benefit of this particular camera is that you've got the ability to put a battery grip on it, which a lot of people like, and you can shoot vertically because I'll show you a little snippet of it right here. It's a great way to shoot verticals, handheld. I like to shoot sports with it vertically, which is for me is basketball. I can shoot vertically like this. It's great. And you got 3 batteries. You don't have to worry about battery power. The X-T5, I haven't worried about battery power since I got it. This one, I've got a little bag here with 2 or 3 extra batteries just in case, especially in this cold weather. And right now it's about between 28 and 31 degrees. And I'm trying to find an image here with color in it, but I'm not really finding any. The sun hasn't really come out the way I wanted it to, Well, I was eventually able to find some color, and I enhanced the images a little bit to bring the color out more because I've got some nice contrast with the wet rocks. It came out pretty good. So this isn't really a review of this now 6 or 7 year old camera. For me, 5-6 years. It's not really a review of this camera, it's just my experience using it. I've used it for news photography, I've used it for landscape photography, I've used it for just about everything there is. That includes portraits, landscapes, sports, everything under the sun. And it's never let me down. So if you're thinking about getting a used camera that's a good camera with a great lens backup, you can't go wrong with the Fuji X-T3. And I've got to say, it's interesting. I did a reset of the things on this camera because I've been using it just specifically for doing video, and now I'm missing the setups that I had before on it. Like I had the horizon set for back button focus, and that's one of the key things about these cameras is that you can set these things up so that you can use it any way you want. And I have, my little quirks that I like to have. I like to have the preview and the button in the front. The, what is that? Yeah, the AEL button. I like to set that button up for my horizon so I can know if the camera's level or not. Right now I don't have it. I'm kind of guessing. So that's it for this week. I just wanted to get out and talk about this X-T3 and the results that you can get from it. And my whole library of videos is either with the X-T3 or with the X-T30. There's some in there with the XH1, and most of them from this year have been with the X-T5. But I got to say, I love this camera, and you can too. So take a look on fredmiranda.com or stay away from eBay. No. Look at ADORAMA or B&H in their used section. They got some great deals out there. There's a bunch of places where you can find some great used gear. So I go to fredmiranda.com because usually the cameras and the lenses are in awesome shape. So anyway, if you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe and give me a comment what you think of the X-T3, because I know a lot of you have got this camera. And that's great. If you wouldn't mind, please take a look at capeandphototours.com. We've got a really great workshop in the fall in October. We're doing the coast of Maine in the fall. It's going to be awesome. And that's with Fuji X-photographer Bill Fortney, who's been with Fuji for a very long time, and as an X-photographer too. So that's it for this week. And remember, it's not what you photograph, it's how you photograph it, and we'll catch you next time.